Okay, since we're talking about important analysis, deeper dive analysis issues here, I want to talk to you about competition. Now, there's a myth in the online arbitrage community that basically states if there's too many sellers on a listing, then the product's no good. This is not strictly true. Now, the only reason that lots of sellers on a listing can be a problem is that it only takes two sellers to drop the prices on the stock and have a bit of a penny price war. And then if you've got a price war going on and you're one of the sellers, one of the 100 sellers on that listing, if it only takes two, then you know what, if there's 3 or 4 or 5 sellers all willing to tank the prices, and then you get massive price drops, okay? So this is one of the considerations that you have when you look at competition. But I think that's short-sighted. You see, because when you look at 100 sellers on a listing, most of those sellers are not your concern, right? So imagine there's 100 sellers and you're intending to sell at £20 or $20, right? That's your target sell price. And there's 100 sellers on there. And maybe the top 3 sellers on there are selling at £20 or $20, just like you're intending to, right? But then the next 97 sellers are selling anywhere from 30 to 40 to 50 or even 100. They're not your competition. The sellers that are your competition are the top 3 or the top 5, maybe the top 10 sellers. But basically, anybody in or around the price you're intending to sell at are your competition. Your competition is not the 100 sellers or the 50 sellers or the 25 sellers that maybe some would be drop shipping, so they've added 20% on anyway, or they'll be doing all kinds of weird stuff. They're not your competition. Your competition are the top sellers, the people that are selling, that are coming up in the rankings as the top sellers. So don't look at it as how many sellers are on the listing. Oh, that's me out. Look at it as, right, how many top sellers are there? How many sellers are there? And I don't mean top by feedback. I mean, how many sellers on there are actual price competitors? They're your real competition. Now, if that's 75 sellers all selling at the same price or near enough, you know, or maybe there's some competition that's selling a lot cheaper than you can, then that's competition to maybe take into account. But generally speaking, I'd look at the top 10 sellers only, and only the ones around the price point that you're looking to sell at, and ignore everybody else. So overall strategy when it comes to selling on Amazon as a reseller. Basically, you want to be the first seller or the last seller. Now, when I got into the OA game, it was all about selling within 30 days. And that's what everybody was focused on and seemed obsessed with. Can I sell my product in 30 days? Right? And those days are gone. Some products you'll sell in the first week. Some products you'll sell in the first day they hit Amazon's shelves. They'll just sell. But others might take you a month. It might take you 2 months. It might even take you 3 months. Now, the game shifted from a focus of trying to sell it within the first 30 days to trying to sell it within the first 90 days. And then what happened, I would say a year or two ago, is the smart people looked at it as like aiming to make a sale in 4 months. So 120 days-ish, right? And that's where the game is now, okay? So most people are still focused on, got to sell it in the first month or got to sell it in the first 6 weeks or something. They're the people that when they don't sell out, they drop the prices, but they quickly disappear. And that can happen in the first month or first 6 weeks of a lot of sellers getting on a new listing, like a lot of OAs finding a listing. So what happens? Well, the prices tank as people go, oh, I can't sell it in 2 weeks, so I'm just going to drop my price and get my money back out. The prices tank, and then as those sellers sell out, the prices recover. And this happens time and time and time again. So whether that process happens over the course of 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, who knows? But if you have the mindset of, I'm willing to be last, I want my profit, and I'm willing to be last and I'm willing to wait for it, and you have a 120-day time frame, so you can flip your money, if you like, 3 times in a year, worst case scenario, then you won't go too far wrong. Because if you can make 35% ROI, for example, on your cash, but it takes you 4 months, well, how long would that take you, that money in the bank, take you to make 35%? You will never make 35%. With interest rates as they are at the time of making this video, you will never make 35% from money in the bank. And with inflation, you'd literally be minus who knows what. So like as an investment, if you like, and it's not investing, it's buying stock, but as an investment, money in stock with a view to selling in 4 months is a smart move. So this is what I refer to being first or last. So you either want to get your stock in there as quick as possible and be first to sell it at a high price, or when the prices start tanking, once it goes past a certain point that you're not comfortable selling below, then you want to be the last seller to sell it, okay? And I suggest that you aim on that being a 4-month process. It will often sell in 45 days. It will often sell in 3 days. It will often sell in whatever. So you won't usually have to wait 4 months, but if you're willing to, then you will get your ROI. Now, some people will say it's better to sell quick, get your money out, and then go again and try and find a better product. But I think that's a lot of spinning your wheels. It's a lot of hard work for no good reason. If you're not selling for healthy ROI and healthy profit, you've not really got a decent, solid business, and you're just wasting your time. It's more like a job. You've created a job for yourself, selling stuff for nothing. So be first or be last. That's the winning strategy. And being last could mean 4 months. I mean, it could mean longer. But if you aim on by looking at the charts and stuff, and we'll go into that in a future lesson, 4 months is a good time frame to think I've sold through all my stock. Hopefully that makes sense. Be first or be last, and you'll win.